What is up, guys? DT Ninja here to bring you my latest video. This is Naruto, the last movie review. My review of the last movie. Last night I checked out Naruto the Last, and yo, in theaters, it was incredible. An experience like no other. Honestly, this movie, wow. The emotional roller coaster of emotions, the nostalgia of and culmination of the entire series, the characters portrayed, the action, just seeing Naruto and Hinata's struggles finally coming together finally at the end. So let's get started with obviously the red thread of destiny. This is Naruhina's moments. Now, the red thread of destiny refers to the item that Naruto and Hinata are connected from. This scarf, this muffler of Naruto's when he was a kid. He wore this. And what's very interesting is I believe Kishimoto did this on purpose. It's red, okay? Which not only symbolizes love, it also symbolizes possibly Kushina. Now, Naruto's mother, she had red hair, but also, that's what I think it symbolizes. But obviously it symbolizes love. It's just incredible. I love how, it's a continuous flow of time. We have the past at first, and then we go right into the Rine Festival, okay? And you have Hinata, you see her shown with that specific that item that she kept for that long, and she's knitting a new one, the same thread that it was, and it's just really symbolic, interesting. But also that it's also the reason they're connected, but it's also one of the main things that it's focusing on. We see this divide at the beginning, and I like how Kishimoto and the director really show this divide because they're both really hesitant with their feelings, and you can see Naruto still clueless about women, and Hinata's still really timid. Hinata when she's first captured, by Toneri and the puppets, and then the scarf is holding her up and she falls, and then obviously Naruto catches her, and then later on when they're going on the mission to find Hanabi, you have this genjutsu they're trapped in, and the same item is connecting them, the red thread of destiny. That's why I call it, because literally you have these memories of both ninja and even Sakura as well. They're all together, okay? Because this scene is really incredible in the movie because you see the Chunin exams, okay? So remember the Chunin exams. You see Kiba fighting Naruto, and then you see afterwards we see Naruto getting the ointment from Hinata, and then you see Sakura in the background. You dummy, you idiot! You don't even know what take it, stupid. And so he takes it, and all of a sudden you hear Shinra Tensei, and then you see Pain use Shinra Tensei, and he pulls that Naruto from that memory into another screen, and then you see Sage Naruto being pulled down with the the chakra rods, and then you see Hinata, and she confesses to Naruto, and that was just freaking epic. It has this this connection between the two of them and their memories. But not only that, it's not the fact that they're connected. It actually shows them with that thread actually connecting as they're in this dream, as they're in this genjutsu. So as they're in it, you see Naruto and Hinata, they're next to each other, but Hinata's scarf is actually going towards Naruto, so it's covering them. So it shows them connecting at the same time. So that's really interesting. And the Naruhina moments are so cute. Hinata screams, and she sees she runs into this spider web, and he's like, you're so powerful with your Byakugan, and you're afraid of a spider, and it's funny because, you know, then he helps her out, but then he does the same thing in a little bit. So it shows that, you know, they're both clumsy, but, you know, they have a lot in common, actually. So it's kind of interesting. And then there's always this hesitancy between the two, you know, to tell their feelings. And, you know, Naruto keeps asking her, you know, what was it you want to tell me? And she's like, nandemo nai, you know, nandemo nai. And that basically means, you know, it's nothing, right? And then the same thing that happens, Hinata wants to talk about it, and Naruto's like, nandemo nai. You know, it's kind of like they want to tell their true feelings, but they're just holding it back, you know? They're not sure about them. So I really like how we see this divide between them and how it progresses throughout the movie. So that was really awesome. We're going on. Naruto obviously realizes that, you know, this scarf is for him, right? And this is after Hinata's taken, and, you know, it's ripped to shreds, right? It's ripped to shreds, and by Toneri, by the way, and he takes it. Yo, this was very touching. He takes the little ripped scarf and he's like, I will cherish it. Like my most prized possession, you know. I will never let it go. It was like, it was really touching because it was like he finally understood Hinata's feelings, her true feelings, and like all that effort that went into it. And then I like how it's connected to that final attack he uses on Toneri, you know, of this first part, the Thread of Destiny, is the final part, is where they're running, you know, towards the end where they're running, and you see the different flow of time, okay? You see all the images of their lives flashing, and as they're flashing, you see the different, you know, time periods. You see him as kids, you see them as genin, you see them, you know, as they're older, and then now. So it's really awesome. And the really touching scene was when Naruto remembers the scene. You know, I didn't have anyone in mind that I would spend with on the last day, if there was, you know, the end of the world that I would spend with, but I know now. I want to spend it with you, now and forever. And when he says that, and he says, never let go, you know, hold on to me, never let go, that was the moment that was like a tearjerker for me. The kiss was really nice, but that one was the one, because like that was the one that made her cry. That was the one that like really showed that he loved her. And yeah, next thing we're going to talk about is the secrets of the Otsutsuki. Now, in this movie, we learn a little bit more about Hamura Otsutsuki, and obviously, you know, our main villain, Toneri Otsutsuki, is a descendant of the sage, right? Descendant of both Hamura and Hagoromo. So this is quite interesting how we get a little bit more information about it, but the way they go about it is very interesting because, okay, in the manga, we know that we have Senju and we have Uchiha, and we know they were both, you know, they were both descendants of Hagoromo, and the point here is that Hagoromo wanted, you know, to have an understanding, you know, have people connected, and he used the Uchiha, you know, the Uchiha, you know, stone tablet as a way of reaching that understanding. And originally, it wasn't about gaining more eye power. Remember, there are two stories. So remember, Senju Hashirama, he was the one that said, you know, maybe, you know, the real goal is for people to live in harmony, for people to connect to one another. And Madara said, no, the world, you know, is, you know, he sees it as entertainment, you know. I'm here to fight, you know. I want to enjoy myself and gain all this power. Once I gain the Rinnegan, I will be able to understand more. But obviously that was a lie. These are two different things that one is the truth and one is, you know, fabrication by Black Zetsu. Now, when we go into this movie, it's the same thing. Toneri is warped by this idea that Hamura, he says that Hamura says wants that his wishes were to, have humanity pay for the sins of using chakra as a weapon. Now, Toneri has the moon to crash into Konoha, into the entire shinobi world. So we have all these meteors flying down. He wants to destroy the world. But actually, we have another story. So this is the first story. That's Toneri's point of view. Then we have Hinata's point of view. And it's not just Hinata, it's actually a memory of Hamura for the legendary Byakugan princess. I love how Hinata is included. I love how the Hyuga are included into this story, how they're connected directly to the Sage of Six Paths. I really like how it's explained. I like how there's two different stories, and Hinata's story obviously is that this is a massive weapon, and we need to find a peaceful solution. It's not about war. We need to find peace, and you have to stop this, you have to stop Toneri. So I really like how you have these two different ideas of who Hamura was, and it really gives you that sense of Toneri's kind of warped. He's confused. He's doing this all because he believed that Hamura wanted him to do this as his final wish, but actually it's not to her. And Naruto it realizes, Hinata has another feeling, and that was when, he was heartbroken. That was a really, really sad scene. But then, that is when Shikamaru, basically says, I don't care, Naruto, about you and Hinata and your relationship. But you have to remember, you're a shinobi. Like, I really like that part because before that, he was like, oh, so you're going to give up on becoming Hokage too? So he's kind of, encouraging, but also he's telling him the truth. You're a shinobi. Even though you've been heartbroken, you got to remember what you really are. So I really like that part. I like Sakura. Sakura in this movie was awesome. Sakura, the way her character was very different. She's really helpful to Hinata and Naruto. She's really helpful to Hinata, trying to teach her, not just teach her, but tell her, to keep it up, Gambaru. Don't worry, Naruto will come around, And the same thing to Naruto, Hinata is actually thinking this, and she just wants them to get together. So I really like that aspect of her character, and just her character as a whole in this movie was awesome, Sakura, I have great respect for Sakura because she's the reason they got together, So yeah, another character, we gotta go with Sasuke. This moment was epic because in the trailer we see the huge blast going by, and he says, since he's not here, we know he's coming, but the moment he comes is so epic because you get this moment where they think they defeated the big meteor, and then this massive meteor is behind it, and they were unprepared. Kakashi is standing there as Hokage, and he has no way to stop this thing. This thing is massive, and he's like, oh, is this the end? Like a Warita. But we hear this bird chirping sound and Chidori, breaking through it, and his eyes, he can't believe it, and you see Sasuke's eyes going across with a Rinnegan. That was an epic moment, and it was like, he's the hero. That was really cool because remember, Sasuke's never really been the hero, but in this case, he's the unsung hero. Nobody really saw him, only Kakashi saw him. So yeah, that was really awesome. I recommended you see it in theaters, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and